Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I would like to welcome you all to His Holiness Chandramauli Maharaj's daily online class. Thank you all for joining today. My humble obeisances to you. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Shall wait for Maharaj and then we can start. But thank you all for joining today. We'll be continuing with Canto 1, Chapter 19, Appearance, and verse number 3. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances to you. All glories to Prabhupada.
Ready to go?
Yes, Maharaj.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We can make the offer. Yeah, 15 minutes. Advaya Rajam Balarajako Sambrakopita Brahma Kulanalo Me Dahadva Bhadrasya Purnam Nam Me Bhut Papipyasi Dhir Dvija Deva Bhotyaya. I am uncivilized and sinful due to my neglect of Brahminical culture, God consciousness, and cow protection. Therefore, I wish that my kingdom, strength, and riches burn up immediately by the fire of the Brahman's wrath, so that in the future I may not be guided by such inauspicious attitudes. Progressive human civilization is based on Brahminical culture, cow protection, God consciousness, and cow protection, and development of the state by trade, commerce, agriculture, industries must be utilized in relationship to the above principles. Otherwise, a so-called economic development becomes a source of degradation. Cow protection means feeding the Brahminical culture, which leads towards God consciousness, and thus perfection of human civilization is achieved. The age of Kali aims at killing the higher principles of life, and although Maharaj Pariksit strongly resisted the domination of the personality of Kali within the world, the influence of the age of Kali came at an opportune moment, and even a strong king like Maharaj Pariksit was induced to disregard the Brahminical culture due to a slight provocation of hunger and thirst. Maharaj Pariksit lamented the accidental incident, and he desired that all his kingdom, strength, and accumulation of wealth would be burned up for not being engaged in Brahminical culture. Where wealth and strength are not engaged in the advancement of Brahminical culture, God consciousness, and cow protection, the state and the home are surely doomed by providence. If we want peace and prosperity in the world, we should take lessons from this verse. Every state and every home must endeavor to advance the cause of Brahminical culture for self-preservation, God consciousness for self-realization, and cow protection for getting sufficient milk and the best food to continue a perfect civilization. Om Gyantimirandasya Jana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Vastyatire Satarine Vanshakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, someone asks you, what is the description of an ideal civilization? Here you have all of the answers. Cow protection, Brahminical culture, and God consciousness. They're interrelated, and Brahminical culture develops when there is cow protection, and Brahminical culture is the direction by which God consciousness develops. So God consciousness is not some theoretical idea of going to church. It's much more than that. It's actually living according to the laws of material energy or material nature as given by the Lord himself for the upliftment of the human society. And God consciousness is the ultimate goal. Cow protection and cow care, we might add another word, is the fortitude by which the society can live with prosperity. Cows are the symbol of prosperity for human society. Unfortunately, today, people are lost, and the leaders who are very much avaricious and have no idea, based on their ignorance of what is actual real society, are destroying the actual basis of a progressive society by killing cows, by not giving any credence to Brahminical culture, or you might say spiritual direction for economic and organizational development. And of course, God consciousness is some kind of symbolic little ritual that people do once a week and consider themselves, religious. So this is the effects of this age. This age of Kali is the age of degradation. And as we see around the world, none of these things are actually development. It's only the attempt by Srila Prabhupada under the guise of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, under the guidance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that there's only hope for the world today. As Kali starts to eat up more and more territory around the world, and there is so much degradation, so much sinful activity, so much, and people, the stress level. I notice even devotees are turning to writing books. Devotees who are authors, who are thinkers, are writing books about stress, about anger, about how to use your time. As people are lost, we even try to give them the philosophical teachings that are there within the scriptures. Very few can understand and take advantage of it because there's so much downtrodden by the civilization. But the basic activities of human culture are not even there, and people are not even able to free themselves from any kind of anxiety. They struggle all the time simply to live in this society, which is really geared simply to economic development. Now, we use that word in a very loose way because economic development is not some industrialization or technological, you know, magnitude of society. And economic development is to have what you need in order to live. And there, cow protection, along with Brahminical culture, fortifies economic development. But now we have just people who are avaricious, greedy, and exploiting material nature for more and more resources and squeezing the vital sap of life from the population in general by making them work so hard for the things that are easily obtainable by a normal cultural developed society. So we live in hell pretty much. To say that is an understatement. Actually, it's more than hell because sometimes you can get out of hell, but you can't get out of this unless you take to Krishna consciousness. And even within Krishna consciousness, the principles, these three principles have not been fully adapted yet within our society, especially protection of cows, which is the foundations, as Prabhupada says here. I think if you go down the page a little bit, yeah, right there. Now, don't go too far down. Come back a little bit. Yeah, right there. That's good. It says here, there is one statement here I remember reading. Cow protection means feeding the Brahminical culture, yes, which leads towards God consciousness. So you see there's a progression here. Without cow protection, you can't really develop Brahminical culture as it is meant to be developed, which leads ultimately to God consciousness. So people don't see the importance of cows, and those who do have a little understanding think cows are just for milk, but actually they're much more than that. They're actually a the feature of developing all aspects of human needs. We can go into a great detail about that because there's so much about cows. Cows are actually connected with the earth in a very direct way, and are also connected with higher energies that come through the cosmological arrangements, especially through the energies that make up the material energy. And they're actually transmitters of higher knowledge through those who worship cows and take care of cows and they use cows, they can understand how it is connected to God consciousness. Otherwise, why do we have such a clear understanding of Krishna, who is known as Gopal, protector of the cows? Why cows? Why not protector of the dogs? Well, why is this planet called, Goloka, planet of the cows? Why isn't it called the planet of the animals or something similar? Cow, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has shown through his own identity how important and how beneficial caring for and using cows. They are nature's, what do you say, God's gift through nature for the human culture. But they're destroying their own self by killing the cows. They don't understand by killing cows, they're destroying themselves because the reactions for that are horrendous upon human society. Therefore, there's so many problems in the world, especially war. George Bernard Shaw, one of the famous philanthropists in the history of society, he wrote how we gorge ourselves on the dead bodies of animals, especially cows, and then we expect peace in the world. But then he ends his poem. It's a poem. It's a very important poem in his explanations of philosophy, philanthropy, that if we, by killing cows, we're actually creating wars. And that's in our Shastras. That's directly connected to. So when you wonder why there's so many wars today, it's all because of cow killing. That's the basis by which it all develops. So here, this verse here is so compact, showing how one can be actually live perfectly in human society and be happy, and at the same time go back home, back to Godhead. Maharaj Parikshit, he is such a humble person, although such a powerful person. I mean, he's got wealth, he's got strength, he's got accumulation of followers, kingdom, good family, uh, known for his Brahminical qualities, along with Kshatriya organization. So he felt he made a great mistake, and therefore he's willing to accept the punishment in any way it comes. But actually, it was all Krishna's arrangement for a higher principle to teach the entire world the benefits of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the foundation by which all of these three other principles, cow protection, Brahminical culture, and God consciousness, all that knowledge is found in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So all of it's there. So kind of Parikshit Maharaj was simply an instrument for the Lord to bring about a revolution in society by bringing in Srimad Bhagavatam to the human society in a very direct way. Although it was already there, it hadn't been propagated. And now, by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, we can read and understand this great text, which is the bad basis. If you study this one text, just this one, you can know everything about whatever you want to know on all levels of existence, and also the process of returning home back to Godhead. Everything is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why it's called Paramahansa Samhita. It is meant for the highest, the people who are performing devotional service on the highest platform. But it's available for everyone to read, to understand, to apply, and to benefit from. Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why we put a lot of emphasis on hearing and chanting Bhagavatam. Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhakavati uttama sloke bhakti bhavati naistiki. Regular attendance in the hearing of the Srimad Bhagavatam, along with service to the personality of Bhagavatam, the pure spiritual master, these two things wipe away all of the effects of the contamination due to the association of material energy for countless lifetimes, and bring one to the platform of activities which lead to back home, back to God. In other words, pure devotional service. So we should take advantage of this scripture and not just put it aside and keep it on our shelf. Have a nice looking bookshelf with so many colored books, and it looks very nice. It's a nice display, but take them out of the cellophane, wipe off the dust, and read them and try to understand them. Attend lectures on the Bhagavatam, ask questions based on your hearing of this knowledge, and make progress towards the goal of life. This is the purpose of life. Not simply working hard for some money and maintaining family members and friends. That is not the goal of life. That may be necessary, but not the principle of success in human life. Human life is made successful by God consciousness, and Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of Brahminical culture given to us, along with the livelihood that is provided by cow protection. So here everything is there. Again, Maharaj Parikshit, he lamented the accidental incident. And this is a quality of a great soul. The great soul, when they make a mistake, they don't try to hide it and say it was somebody else's fault. I was a victim of circumstances. I didn't really know what was going, no. He, although he was apparently not really did something very serious, he accepted it in that way. And he was willing to accept whatever reactions that he was meant to receive by his so-called deviation in his activities. But it wasn't so serious, although he took it that way, because ultimately, apparently, uh, a person was offended. But actually, Shamak Rish was not offended. It was his son that was apparently unhappy because of what happened to his father. And all of it has been discussed in the previous verses. We've gone through all of these different details. Those of you who have been coming to these classes can go back and see the intricacies of all of these different dynamics that have been played out in this particular pastime. Well, now we come to the essence that Maharaj Parikshit is going to leave everything and prepare himself to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukadev Goswami. So here, Bhagavatam enters in a big way directly by the grace of Maharaj Parikshit. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, thank you very much. So dear devotees, we will open up the session for Q&A. It was a very wonderful session, very insightful points. So I would appreciate if you can turn on your cameras. We can make it a little bit more personal if you don't mind. And I mean, if you're in a position to do so.
Okay.
And you can also post your questions in the chat window. I can read it on behalf of you if you're not in a position to talk. So yeah, I encourage
First, just
the Q&A now. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So, Maharaj, I have a very, I mean, it's just, I've heard this for the first time. It's very interesting and very fascinating what you said is the cow is not just for milk. A cow supports the whole Brahminical culture, but also what you said was what you mentioned that it is a transmitter of the energies, the subtle energies that's
Yeah,
out there. And that is something I didn't knew. Can you please, if it's okay, you can shed a little bit more light on that topic, Maharaj?
particularly the gear cows who have the humps on their back, that is more like a receptive for the higher energies, and it comes into that hump, and then it goes into the body of the cow. And that milk from the gear cows are the best milk in the world. But all cows, all cows have a slight hump there, but the gear cow, you can see that it's quite prominent. They channel higher energies.
And that is certainly then transformed to the milk, Maharaj?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why, I mean, cow dung, oh, and just like cow dung is pure. It's so pure, it's used for to bathe the deities. The whole body of the cow is actually pure. You can't use any other stool of any other animal except the cow for worshiping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His dung in the urine, it says that Lakshmi Devi actually resides in cow dung. People have, sometimes they have some kind of skin disease. They make something, they take cow dung and mix it with a few, yeah, medicines and cures the skin disease. Cows are, if we, the more you connect with cows, the more you learn about them, the more you learn about them, the more you can see how beneficial they are in all areas of life for the human society. Yeah, but we have to take care of them. You can't just keep them. keeping cows is not taking care of cows. You have to know how to take care of cows. It's not just using their milk and just milking them from time to time. They have to be happy, and there's a way to make cows happy. One of the things is give them enough area to run around in. They like pastures. That's that's one of the things. You keep cows in the barn like throughout the day and milk them, and they're not really so happy. They really just like I could show you a little video. You want to see it? I can
Yes.
put it up.
Yes, Maharaj. If
Uh,
that's okay with you.
I'll give you an example. So here, let me see. Let me see. I know where it is, but how to connect it to this program here. Uh, Shimati, she's there, and she can guide me through this.
Maharaj, she is there. Srimati Mataji. Maharaj, there's a share button, and if you can click on the button and then
Yeah, I have to get to my desktop too.
okay,
So if I go to share,
and
host
then if
disabled participate in screen sharing. Okay,
okay, I have to enable Maharaj. Okay, just one moment.
this is really nice. You get a little insight.
You
Okay,
should be able to share the screen and then
should I hit OK? Yeah. Okay.
yeah, just click on Maharaj. There will be an option on the right hand side to share the sound as well. So otherwise,
I'll go to share screen again.
yes,
Okay, now share screen and share sound too.
yes, Maharaj,
Okay,
and then you can play the file.
now I have to go out and get to it first. Now let's see here. Okay. All right. I found it. So what do I do now?
Um, So Maharaj, if you can just, we are not seeing your screen at the moment. So if you click on the bottom, share screen, there is an arrow in the middle. And
Mhm.
then
I
when you
don't.
do,
I'm off share screen. I'm on the video now, so I can see the video. So uh,
uh, if you, yes, we can see everybody's video, Maharaj. But in order to, if you go down, meaning where there is an audio button for audio and video, there is a little button for share
for me,
screen.
I have
And
to
when
have.
you click on share screen, on the top left-hand corner, you will see share desktop.
Okay, let me. I have to go back to
Okay.
where I have to go back to Zoom again. Okay,
Yes, and when you click on the share icon, which is in the middle,
where? Oh yeah. All right. So
and then before you,
yeah,
mm,
clicked on that. Okay,
yeah,
now I can hit this thing here. Your share screening. Let's see.
you
So
can,
if I go to the video here.
yeah, just double click it, Maharaj, and it should play.
Can you see now?
Yes, Maharaj.
Then there's another one. There's another movie. I got to go back to share screen.
No, Maharaj, just do a cancel. There's on the top left, there is a cross mark.
Top
Uh,
left.
top right, sorry, Maharaj, sorry, top right,
Yeah.
cross.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then you can click another file if you, yeah.
Okay, then close that one, and then we go to the next one. These are all sequential. I think there's one more. Let's see.
Thank you, Maharaj, for sharing. That was wonderful.
It took you back to your home. Stop share.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you. So,
See how happy those cows were to get out of the barn. They were jumping just because they were getting free from being in the barn.
Khaled Mataji, you had your hands raised up before. Did you wanted to go ahead and ask a question?
Yes, please.
Thank you, Mataji. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, and thank you very much for today's class. If I just wonder if someone have a farm where this person have cow and he doesn't kill cows, he just take care of them very nicely and try to live accordingly. But this person give the cow down to the neighborhood's farm where they kill cow, but this good farm that they don't kill cows sell the dung to the farm where they kill cow. Is it okay to do that?
Yeah, well, you keep your mother in your house until she gets old and you kill her, right?
But this farm doesn't kill, even though when they are old, he doesn't kill. But he sell the cow down to the farm where they kill cow.
No,
That's
yeah,
is it okay?
yeah, he's killing it the same way. If you send somebody to get killed, you kill. You're killing also. If you send your mother away into some place to be killed, you're killing your mother also.
He doesn't sell the cow. He sell the cow dung.
The cow dung.
Yeah, he sell the cow dung to the other farm, which kill cows, which do use killing cows and selling meat and everything. But still, he get the down from the farm.
Oh, you're saying the word dung, D-U-N-G, dung, cow dung.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Why would he do that? What's the purpose? Doesn't make sense. Use the cow dung for what it's meant for being. You can use it for cooking. You can use it for heating. You can use it for fertilizing. So he's selling the cow dung so he can get some money, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He doesn't know the value of cow dung.
Is it right to do that?
I can't say whether it's right or wrong. The thing is, it doesn't seem to be, profitable for him. He's looking for paper money. Cow dung is actually, can be used to fertilize the fields, used to be changed into methane gas for heating, can be used for cooking your food. You can be used for medicines. Cow dung is multi-purpose. To say it's right and wrong is not a matter. It's not a matter of right and wrong. It's a matter of he's taking something valuable and giving it away.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So because Amritanam Mataji has raised her hands. Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances or glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, very firstly, about the cow dung, I think now many of the cow rearers are being encouraged because they used to, uh, give away cows and slaughter because the cow is no more milking now. So, I think I've seen in India in the past couple of years that even cow dung and in cow urine is of course used as a medicinal purpose, but cow dung is also being used in many other industries. It's promoted so that they don't give away their cows once the cow is not milking. So, for example, the paint industry, the cow dung paint industry is growing like big, big time. It's like $6,000 industry. So now many of the cow other products are being promoted. So one thing is that, and one thing I wanted to share is I've seen one breed of cows named Punganur cows. These cows, they are, I think they are from Andhra Pradesh district of India, and they are very short in height, but they are said they are very much promoted these days to because they are very short in height, and no they give A2 milk, and they can be kept even in the apartments, as said by the information. So can these type of cows be encouraged to rear?
Can be these cows be what?
So these cows are Panganur cows. They are not very huge in size. They are very short in size. That is the natural formation what they have.
God's created different kinds of cows. They all have benefit for human culture. We're not interested in making some profit from cows. We're interested in giving, if you have your mother at home and you use her, if she takes care of you, and then at the end of life, you just try to see what you can get from her. We don't understand the cow is the mother. She is our mother, not just an animal. That's why he's saying mother cow, mother earth. She gives so much. She even gives you more than your regular mother does when you understand how to take advantage of what the cow is really willing to give. But we don't take care of cows. We just see we're a very exploitive type of society. We look for personal gain from everything.
I think, Amritanam Mataji, I have also seen those Punganur cows. So what are you referring to, that because they have modified the cows to even be more shorter, is it ethical to actually support these cows and breed them? Is that what your question was?
No, as far as I have read, because of the crossbreeding, they were in endangered state. But now, since they have stopped that, their count has been increased, and now people have been promoted to keep those kind of cows because they are giving A2 milk also, and they can be reared very easily.
So your question was, can we keep them? What was your
Yeah,
question?
yeah.
For what reason? So you can get something from them? Is that why we keep cows, so we can get something from them? That's
Not
one
just,
thing.
not just
Why do you keep your mother, so you can get something from her?
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I believe they have it as a pet. There are many in U.S. that they use such a cow as a pet, like people who have dog. So they have this cow as a pet, not to kill, not to abuse, but just to have it as a pet. That I learned, that I have learned.
Keep your mother as a pet too, right?
I don't say it's right. I just
Come
mean
on, try to understand the principle I'm saying. You're all thinking in terms of what you can get from the cow. That's not the benefit of keeping cows. They're very dear to Krishna. Very dear. They're more dear than the Brahmins. They're very important. And they're not only an animal, they're the benefit of human culture. Just by taking care of them, even if you don't get anything from them, still you're doing great service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We're seeing them as animals. That's why we think about what we can get from them. Why don't we just take care of them? Because they're also very dear to Krishna. Like all living entities are dear to Krishna, but cows are especially dear to Krishna. Especially dear. Try to understand my point, not just to get something from them. That's there too. Because every living entity provides something for someone at any time throughout their life. So cows provide so much, but human culture is to see how they can benefit from the cow rather than actually taking care of her as a spiritual being that is very dear to the Supreme Lord. Very dear. It says 5 kinds of living entities require care: women, children, old people, Brahmins, and cows. And if you neglect any of them and don't give them proper care, you'll get a reaction from them, a negative reaction. Out of the 5, it mentions in the Bhagavatam, I'm not just giving my opinion, the 2 most important are the Brahmins and the cows. And then it goes on to explain further that out of the 2, the cows are superior than the Brahmins. We just don't have any understanding. That's why we live in cities and we see them as simply as animals who can provide milk. It's much more than that. They're very special living beings. Very special. They happen to have a particular body as an animal. But that doesn't mean that they're less important. Take care of them. They give you so much, but taking care of them is not the means to get something. We take care of them because they are dear to Krishna, very dear. Even if they don't give you anything, still take care of them anyway. But they still will give you something because that's their nature. They're more magnanimous than people in general. All success comes by cow care. When we were in New Vrindavan, I'll give you an example. We were in New Vrindavan and we were having many problems within the community. The leaders got together. What to do? How are we we're getting so many different problems. One very senior devotee, his name was Radhanath Swami, he was there at the meeting. He says, we can solve all of our problems simply by giving more attention to the cows. And we did that. And after some time, all the problems went away. You don't know the benefits of the cows. You don't know how dear they are to Krishna. Very dear. I'll give you another example. There's one devotee, he takes care of cows all the time. He's telling me since he's been doing that, his whole life has become so wonderful. Everything he needs and more, he's successful in all areas simply by, he said, it's only because I care for cows. So my point is, it's not just a commodity to get something from it. That's not the reason for care.
Thank you, Maharaj. We've got a question in the chat window from Veronica Mataji. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, all the devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Can you please talk about what are the main values we need to learn about the relationship we have with the cows? It has to do with compassion? Question mark.
Give them everything they need to live happily. That's all. You saw those films. When they came out of the barn, they were jumping up in the air. Their hind legs were going up. That was an expression of their happiness. To keep them inside is not really the best thing, but because in cold countries, sometimes there is a time period where they can't go out because of, because of the weather, but they rather be out and running around. When you were during the lockdown during COVID, when you were told you can't go anywhere, how did you feel? When you restrict the movement of a living being according to their desired activities, you make them miserable. Like this, you want to punish someone, you put them in jail, you restrict them. You may not do anything more than just restrict them. But as soon as you restrict the movement of a living being, you're actually making them suffer to some degree. Just living in an apartment is like another form of jail. It is. It is. I'm in New York City right now, and I'm in a hotel room because there was no other place for me to reside during my time here. And it's like a prison. It's a big, steel and glass prison. But I don't have to do it for many more days, so.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah, that movie I wanted to show you, but to show you how happy those cows were when they got out of the barn. That was the main point I was trying to emphasize.
Hey, Maharaj, we are up the hour. No further questions. If it's okay with you, we can conclude today's session.
Okay, unless
Yeah, unless, yeah, devotees, if you have more questions, then please. Scarlett Mataji, please go ahead and ask.
Yeah, thank you very much. If look, I was born in Iran, and we know in Iran that they eat meat and everything. Could the karma of the country affect me if I live there, because they do things that they shouldn't do according the Vedic culture?
what's the question again?
If I live in a country where they eat meat, they have illicit sex, they do everything,
Yeah.
but I have to choose to live there or to move from that country. If I still live there, do I get the karma from that country?
Countries have karma also. And
Yes, but could that affect me?
yeah, it can. It does. Not can, it will. It will affect you.
Thank you.
We have the example when Lord Nityananda was offended by what was his name? The one that harassed Haridas Thakur, Ramachandra Khan, I think his name was. So he offended Lord Nityananda, and then later on, the chief governor in the area came and plundered his whole place and all of the villagers around. I was in India many years ago, where one particular Pujari was telling me that one man who lived in the village, who was also a Pujari in the same temple, he started to steal the jewelry of the deity. And he stole a lot of it. And then the whole village in the area where that man was living, they all had to suffer. There was drought, there was pestilence, there was scarcity, all because they had offended the Supreme Lord by this one person. So just like if you are, if a person robs a bank and other people are somewhat, knowledgeable, but they don't do anything, they also get a reaction. If you eat meat, then you are getting a reaction. If you kill the cow, you get a reaction. If you sell the meat, you get a reaction. If you transport the meat, you get a reaction. If you package the meat, you get a reaction. So there's 7 people connected with the killing of a cow. They all get the reaction, not only the person who kills the cow. Yeah, so you have to distance yourself from sinful activity.
Thank you.
Otherwise, there will be a spillover, and you'll also get some negative reaction. Yeah. It's like if people do something good, many people benefit. If people do something bad, many people suffer. Same thing.
Thank you, Mataji.
When we do Harinam Sankirtan, even the people who don't participate in Harinam Sankirtan, if they're simply in the area where Harinam Sankirtan is going on, they get benefit because it purifies the whole atmosphere. That's why we should do as much Sankirtan as possible, because it benefits everyone, not just the people who participate, or just the people who hear about it. Just the whole area becomes beneficious. So same way, both negative activities and positive spiritual purifying activities also influence a larger number of people by that activity. So if you're living in a sinful place, then, and you're not sinful, then you should go to a place where you can live according to your values and not be surrounded by negative energy. Or if you can make a difference by changing the atmosphere around you by the power of your own spiritual practice, then you can do great service that way. Everyone has influence. Whether you know it or not, everybody has influence. Okay.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Maharaj.
Thank you very much for today's class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you very much, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Thank you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Samaveta Bhaktavrinda ki jai, Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.